All right, car channel time. Today's the day. You can see the 67's up on the rotisserie. We are finally gonna get this thing over to the media blaster so we can get all this ugly ass paint stripped off of it and see exactly, I have some predictions, and I think we'll go through that today too. So we're pretty certain that this is still an original quarter. We know that this quarter has taken a crease. You can see it on the inside. I've showed it before. I'll get a picture and try and overlay it in there. It looked like this rubbed up against something and creased it, because you can see the marks from the stud welder that's used to pull it out. So I believe, it's still got plenty of, anywhere there's a lot of Bondo, this this magnet will stick. It doesn't mean that there's not light areas where the body's been smooth, but see, it sticks. Oh, it's not sticking so much, and now it doesn't stick at all, right there. So I have a feeling we're gonna find a good patch right here. Maybe not necessarily a patch, but we definitely have plastic in here. You can hear the tone too. And it's gonna change too, because we're getting towards the end of the body where it curves, but where it's high pitched, it's also where it doesn't stick. So it's funny because I kind of want to get this on camera. Mike said this might not be as bad as he was thinking, now that we can kind of see the inside of all this shit. Do you have any predictions on what we're gonna find back here?
I really don't think it's going to be that bad. It's going to be where we find the rust at. Areas like this here concerning.
Yeah, because you can see it sort of chipping out, and there's rust right there. You can see it.
It's got hard rust underneath of it.
Yeah.
It's going to be areas like that that'll be the most time consuming on it versus actually having to take Bondo out and redo the Bondo.
Right. But the nice thing is if we find that this isn't just body filled everywhere,
right,
it's a good place to start. We know that there's areas that have been covered and have kind of showed up. You know, it's that's why we're going all the way back down to metal. We're fairly certain that there was at least one restoration job done on this car, and whether or not that was due to a car accident in the front, who knows. Original subframe, not all twisted and bent up, so that's good news. We were a little worried about here. This panel is an area of problems that are typical problems. The other side we've already showed you before in a previous video. It has rust starting to get bad. It's kind of cornflaky in some areas, but right here, not bad at all. Typical areas too that can be real bad are up here in the drip rail. You can see the yellow paint wasn't even sticking. Look at this, look at this. I can peel the yellow paint off because of the fact that this was never prepped right. The fact that you can just peel the yellow paint off and there's the red paint under there, that's the original body color. It's funny, this is like the most preserved red paint under here. It looks like new paint under there, but
whoever painted it really liked yellow.
I firmly believe if we were to block this and not just be blasting it, we would find where the stripes still show on like the nose piece and all that. I think it was yellow with black.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter now because we're going all the way back down to metal inside now. That piece I've already showed you guys. Mike thinks that this had like a side shifter Muncie. The problem was they didn't prep it or protect it, so after they cut it, the moisture just started eating the metal away. So we know that we have some patching to do there. Fortunately, the metal piece is there for them to work with. But yeah, this is gonna get mini tubbed. You know, so the tubs in the back are gonna get cut and widened. We'll have to modify the back seat bracket a little bit, not too much. And then I'm excited. I'm really excited. The trunk pan, I've already sprayed rust converter on this back here, but this was pretty bad. I've already purchased a replacement trunk pan for down there. So I am pretty excited to see what's under here, honestly, because then we'll know.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi.
So this is the first time I've gotten to see the car. I know how the mic works.
Okay.
This is my first time actually seeing the car like outside in the daylight with it fully disassembled. So you can see the rust right here I was talking about. This is like, it's like the worst part of it. It's not that bad. I mean, there's some areas that are kind of gross, like right there, but these cars always looked gross. You want to see gross? Look at the firewall. Ew. So we're gonna be carrying it in this trailer here, taking it over to Abrasive Blasting in Riverside. Piece of hover car.
Stop it. how's it feel strapping down your car?
Like I'm stupid because I'm not working the ratchet strap very well?
Yeah, mine worked great.
Shut up. He just wanted to make sure it couldn't separate away.
Yeah.
Goes out that door somehow.
Flips out the side of the Imagine. Actually, don't imagine.
It is finally time to put the rest of the parts in here.
Oh, geez.
Doors and nose pieces, fenders, all that stuff. I'll just lay it down for now. All right, so we're here at Abrasive Blasting here in Riverside. They've got the car now. We gotta wait for the weather though. We got some rain coming in. So we're not even gonna start it for like another week. But what we're gonna do now is, because I don't wanna do a two-part video for this, we're gonna go ahead and stop the video here while we drop it off, and we'll pick it up when it's done, and we'll see if I'm right about the fact that we've got plastic here, some rust along the bottom. We'll see how badly that blows through. And nice, Jay. Now we'll see just how much of a rabbit hole we're about to go down, because this is the scary part. All right, so we picked it up. Here's the 67, and here's the real in-your-face part going on right here. So the dash obviously is gonna need to be replaced. If you guys are wondering who's doing the body work, it's the same guys that worked on Matt's car, Lethal Garage, his second gen. So we're talking about, obviously this needs to be addressed. We're probably gonna do a whole new piece of metal here. Areas that we kind of knew there was a problem. Up here, a little bit of rot happening on the top of the windshield. But if you look right here, the actual A-pillars are good, nice and solid, a little bit of rot right here. What we're gonna notice is this car has a lot of little bits of rot happening kind of all over the place. See right here, in this part of the drip rail. The drip rails are all wavy, they'll have to work that up. There's like some sealant up in here, which the bead blasting didn't get out because it's too hard. So that'll have to be like grinded out. If we come down here in the back, so if we look inside the wheel well, you can see the tubs were just starting to rot. There's some filler in the tub right there, which is kind of hilarious. Hey Mike, is this body filler in the tub?
Yeah, that looks like some kind of sealer slash, yeah.
Okay, well, fortunately, since we're going mini tub, all that's getting cut out anyway, and this will all be replaced. So, anyway, you can see little bits of rust here. Multiple, look at all these drill holes from all the places where that trim was installed multiple times. So we got some plastic still sitting in here. If you guys remember, I already showed you the trunk. That's what the trunk looks like after it's blasted, so now it just looks, I could probably push my hand right through there if I pushed hard enough. We already got a new trunk pan though, so that's being replaced. We got plastic right here in the quarter. Some of it didn't come out with blasting. The problem with the blasting is they use a real fine glass, which is very delicate, and so it's not as hard on some of this plastic. And if they use something more abrasive like sand, it would have gotten all the Bondo out, but it would have really roughed up the body. So if you look back through there, Nick, you can see the light showing through the wheel tub. So as you can see, all that light right there, so that wheel tub was beginning to fail. That wasn't showing through until they blasted it and got all the rust out, and then you can see through. But all the new tubs are going to be going in, the mini tub. This quarter though, we're probably going to replace it entirely. So you can see here there was some damage. This is from stud pulling. This is where they weld a little like rod to it, and they have a slide hammer that pull a dent out. Someone clearly hit something back here. And then all along the side right here, this was creased in, probably had a little side swipe type of an accident. Because of how just bad this is, mostly down here. This is someone else's patch. There's still plastic in it. Once again, the light abrasive can't get all the plastic out. This is really wrinkled. So we decided that we're gonna probably just replace this entire quarter right here anyway. We're talking about how far to do it. You can see we got a little bit of, well, that's actually a pretty good amount of rot right there. It's starting. So it'll address that. It'll take this piece out that's been messed on. It'll take that out. It'll replace all this quarter. Funny thing is, look at this. They even riveted in a patch into this tub, which is kind of funny because that's not the frame. This is the frame, right? So this is just more or less just trying to seal it off. But yeah, all that's going to be coming out again with the mini tub. They'll cut that out. We'll cut back into the frame, notch it, and then we get about 2 inches. We get about 2 inches of extra clearance though when we do that. So this will actually be flush way back here with the frame. In terms of the suspension though, I think I've already said it, maybe I haven't. We're actually going with a 4-link coilover in the rear, so we won't be using leaf springs anymore, so we'll be able to fit a nice fat tire back there without having the shock in the way. If we come over here, we were really worried about the rockers. These are really solid too. There's no rust. all the way in the bottom, it's nice and smooth. Inside, if you look at the floorboard, you can see by looking at the floorboard, there's no rot. Everything. It looks like that's a dent right there. Funny enough. I think that's actually intentional. But you can see here, no rot in the floor pan, which is good. I already showed you guys in the previous video this patch that someone put in here because they really like screwed up trying to do a custom trans mount. So this will be addressed. Dash all looks good here. And if we come and look at this side, you can see this is how it's supposed to look, right? Not like this. So once we get this off, there's probably going to be rust under here as well, which you can actually see from underneath when you look at it. Let's show the roof real quick too. So we know something had fallen on this roof because there's a cross support under here that's kind of like sagging. So we knew something at some point had fallen on this roof and bent it. This plastic is still in here, so they're gonna have to address this. The nice thing about this being on a rotisserie is they can just turn it and then access it while standing up, not having to stand on ladders and stuff trying to do it on a body stand or something. So anyway, that's what we got. We also blasted the frame. They just did it while they were there. But we're gonna clean this frame up. You can see the welds and stuff on here are just kind of ugly. This is all factory. So this can be all cleaned up, made to look nicer, and then we're gonna get this powder coated to be a nice, kind of a glossy black, which will be easy to keep it clean. The firewall here, you can see where they hammered on this to make something clear. We've got a patch in the firewall right there. Keith, the guy that does a lot of the body work and stuff on this and the welding, he's kind of obsessive about firewalls, so I'm gonna kind of let him have his fun with this to make this all nice and smooth and look nice. The big AC box opening there, we're not putting AC back in this car, so he'll be patching that and making a nice panel to make it all smooth and look nice. And yeah, so all in all, the scary part is over. We now know exactly what we're dealing with. I had a fear that the whole bottom side of the car was gonna look like this, but it doesn't. And I got the seal of approval from Craig, who's the guy you just saw talking, saying that he thinks it's actually a pretty good car given its age. So, there you go. Hope you guys will follow and subscribe for the progress of this. The videos will be kind of slow going. The body work will probably take a few months by itself, and then the paint on top of that, I still have to choose the color. Once we get the car back from paint, probably much later this spring going into summer, then we will get the reassembly started, where I will then go down to Mike's shop probably on the regular to start wrenching on it and doing things that I can without requiring any expertise. Also too, if you guys are wondering what's happening right here, this is the body tag. This is so the VINs back in the 60s, they only carried very basic information about the car. Where was it made? What year was it made? What trim was it? Like in this case, we knew it was a V8. We don't know which one. There were two or three V8s available that year. It wasn't a big block car, so we know it wasn't a 396. But there's so much paint on this. We were worried that if they blasted it, that they might blast the numbers right off. So it's just got paint stripper on there eating it away. It'll probably take some more. I'm curious if the numbers are under there and you just can't see them because of how much paint is built up. If it turns out that they grinded these numbers off at some point in the past and we can't see the body tag and know exactly what options this car had, we'll just pull this tag off, shave it clean, and you know, it is what it is. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're interested in this project. Like I said, the videos will be kind of slow going, but they will be updates as things progress. And hopefully you guys will enjoy what you see. So we'll see you in the next one.